Good evening. I'm Jerika Duncan in for Tony DeCopel. Tonight, flash flood emergency, swift water rescues in Texas and Missouri with nearly 90 million Americans in the threat zone. The dangerous storms popping up on Rob Marciano's radar and where they're headed next. Chaos in the heart of New York City. President Trump in town for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The high-stakes security spanning 10 blocks. A major watch party canceled. A powerful earthquake rocks the Philippines, killing dozens, reducing buildings to rubble, and triggering a tsunami warning. Important news for families tonight. Apple unveiling new child safety features, giving parents more control than ever over apps, screen time, and who interacts with their children. Plus, the big news about Siri. CBS News investigation. An experimental weight loss drug described as Ozempic on steroids. It's not approved by the FDA, but still being offered to patients. The new safety concerns tonight. And meet the all-new Scooby-Doo. For the first time, he's a real live pup.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopel.
We begin with an outbreak of severe weather targeting the central U.S. with potentially dangerous conditions expected to last for several days. Tonight, nearly 90 million Americans are facing the threat of floods. More than a half a foot of rain today unleashed flash floods in Missouri, and there was more flooding in Arkansas, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. On top of that, heat alerts are also posted across the Central Plains, with triple-digit heat moving in and pushing to the east by the end of the week. Meteorologist Rob Marciano is tracking it all for us tonight and leads us off with the very latest.
Lightning flashes with claps of thunder as a furious storm blasts the Joplin area earlier this morning, triggering major flash flooding. Heavy rain turned roads into rivers and swamped homes.
We pretty much just woke up to our whole house completely full of water.
We're screwed. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And I don't have insurance.
So much rain fell so fast, drivers caught off guard.
I came down here a little ways and it just flooded fast. It was very scary.
And raging water trapped this driver south of Dallas, prompting another life-saving rescue. Reports of over 100 flash floods across 10 states in the last 24 hours alone. This following a weekend of severe weather across the country. Extreme winds measured to 98 miles per hour in North Dakota. The town of Zap getting just that as power lines sparked in the storm.
Oh, goodness. Oh, no.
Then in Huntsville, Alabama, a deluge of up to 9 inches of rain, triggering a flash flood emergency. And the NCAA baseball tournament was halted as fierce winds toppled tents at a West Virginia game. 5 people were hurt there. The extreme winds lashing a rooftop pool party in Brooklyn, forcing partygoers to scramble to safety.
That entire complex really slammed the entire New York metro area. All right, the storms from this morning have fanned out east of the Mississippi. Let's get to the radar. We're already seeing more in the way of flash flood warnings in Alabama. You're seeing them in Illinois as well. And now Denver and the High Plains under a tornado watch until 9 p.m. Denver Metro's already seen some big hail makers with that system. It pushes off to the east tomorrow, but another one comes in behind it for the northern plains. Highest risk for a tornado will be in the Dakotas. That moves off towards the east for Wisconsin during the day on Wednesday, sliding into Chicago as well. Kind of a 1-2 punch with another surge coming in on Thursday. Look out Des Moines, Iowa City, over towards Chicago. This is being fed by oppressive heat and humidity. The advisories are up with temperatures that will feel like over 100 in Little Rock, Memphis, St. Louis, and Kansas. That heat pushes off to the east as well. All in all, a very busy weather week ahead. Jerika?
All right, Rob Marciano, thank you. Well, it is an historic night at the NBA Finals with the first sitting U.S. president in attendance. President Trump watching the Knicks and the Spurs from an executive suite as an invited guest of Madison Square Garden CEO James Dolan. Well, our Ed O'Keefe is inside the Garden where security is tight. Ed.
Jerika, good evening. The president has attended major sporting events before as commander-in-chief, and he was a courtside regular as a New York businessman. But his presence here tonight and all the security it brings has many fans crying foul. While the real action's on the court tonight, hundreds of Secret Service and 1,000 NYPD are also suiting up, part of a massive security plan to protect the president. a longtime New York Knicks fan.
If you are not going to the game, we are asking you to avoid the area around Madison Square Garden tonight.
A 5-block perimeter around Madison Square Garden is shut down, and ticket holders are being asked to show up at least 2 hours early. The game comes a day after 5 people were stabbed in Penn Station, just below the Garden. One was seriously injured.
Has anyone ever had this kind of a run in a playoff game?
President Trump's attendance tonight is disrupting tradition in and outside the Garden. Typically, Knicks watch parties are held out here on this plaza on West 33rd Street. Thousands of people gather during the game to watch it from the outside, and they're usually watching up on that screen. But as you can see, it's behind presidential-level security today, meaning the watch party is canceled. Jesse Knight flew in with his family from Florida.
When we get down here, we find out that there's no watch party in front of the Garden. Come on, man.
So the city's instead holding watch parties in places like here in Bryant Park. But the other thing keeping New Yorkers out of the game tonight, sky-high prices.
I kind of wish the ticket prices weren't as crazy as they are. I feel like a lot of people who are been waiting for this moment for a very long time, unfortunately aren't able to get into the building.
Some seats selling on resale sites for as much as $200,000 near the court. The lowest resale price is $5,000. Would you spend $180,000 to go to the game if you had $180,000?
And someone wants to give me $180,000. You know somebody who's giving that out? Like, yes, I would spend however much to get into a game.
Tim and Lori McDonald bought seats for themselves and their grown sons a few weeks ago at $4,600 each.
It's going to create a memory for a lifetime. And, we're at the point in our lives now where, it's not about collecting things, it's about collecting memories.
And memories surely will be made tonight. We're expecting the usual mix of celebrities down on the court. We've already seen the movie director Spike Lee, and we saw the actor Ben Stiller on our way in. Jerika?
I know you're excited to be there, Ed, so how much was your ticket?
To be clear, we got in with a press pass. We go where the president goes, so we have the privilege of being here tonight. He is sitting in a luxury box with the Knicks owner, James Dolan. New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani's also here. He says he paid $1,000 for his standing room only spot a few levels up. We'll see if the president and the mayor run into each other tonight. Jerika?
We appreciate the coverage. Ed O'Keefe, thank you. President Trump urged both Israel and Iran to immediately stop shooting at each other today after an exchange of attacks on Sunday. The president insists that final negotiations for peace are proceeding, subject to what he called ignorance or stupidity getting in the way. More now from Charlie D'Agata in Tel Aviv.
In the most serious breach yet to the U.S.-brokered ceasefire, Iran launched a barrage of ballistic missiles toward Israel Sunday night. Iranian state TV showed jubilant crowds in Tehran cheering as they took flight. U.S. officials tell CBS News American forces helped Israel intercept some of those missiles. Israel retaliated with multiple airstrikes targeting air defenses and a petrochemical complex. Before Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tonight warned Iran not to make, quote, the mistake of attacking them again. The flare-up came after Israel bombed suspected Hezbollah targets just south of the Lebanese capital Beirut, following relentless rocket and drone attacks in northern Israel. We embedded with Israeli soldiers at that border with Lebanon.
There are Israeli forces operating inside Lebanon, and we learned that one of the soldiers from this battalion has recently been killed with a Hezbollah drone strike.
At an underground civilian command center, volunteers told us the ceasefire was only ever in name.
For us, it doesn't look like there is any ceasefire. There is alerts. You can hear the bombing all the time outside, and unfortunately, I don't think it's really exists.
President Trump said he urged the Israeli prime minister not to retaliate after Iran's barrage here overnight. Whether Netanyahu openly defied those instructions or not, there have not been any major attacks from either side since this morning. Jerika?
Charlie D'Agata in Tel Aviv. A powerful magnitude 7.8 earthquake rattled the Philippines today. It killed at least 35 people and wounded more than 200 others, destroying buildings and triggering tsunami warnings across Asia. Our Anna Corin has the latest tonight from Hong Kong.
Moments of terror at a Philippines primary school. Children can be seen fleeing as a roof collapsed behind them. The 7.8 magnitude quake struck just after 7:30 a.m. local time. Its epicenter off the coast of the southern island of Mindanao. So strong it was felt 250 miles away in Indonesia. It sent debris raining down from buildings as terrified residents ran for safety. Across Mindanao, the destruction is widespread. General Santos City, home to nearly 700,000 people, is among the hardest hit. Tsunami warnings were issued across the region as a series of small waves crashed into nearby beach communities. With search and rescue operations underway, officials warn the death toll could rise. For now, thousands are spending the night outdoors, afraid to return to homes that may no longer be safe. Anna Corrin, CBS News, Hong Kong.
Back here in the United States, a man appeared in a Houston courtroom today. He was removed from a United Airlines flight last month for allegedly getting on the plane with a fake boarding pass. Our Jason Allen has details.
United Flight 469 to Los Angeles was leaving the gate at Houston's Bush International Airport last month when a passenger told a flight attendant a man was in the bathroom. Today, the suspect, 25-year-old Abdurrahman Oriyomi, was in court, accused of using a fake boarding pass to sneak onto the flight.
I have no idea why that would have happened.
Police say surveillance video shows Oriyomi speaking with a TSA agent and then escorted to another TSA booth where his picture was taken, then passing through security. He was turned away from a gate after difficulty scanning the pass. About an hour later, he went to another gate and boarded the plane when United agents were distracted. The TSA said Oriyomi presented a valid boarding pass and that he did go through standard screening and did not possess any prohibited items. But according to the complaint, Houston police reviewed the boarding pass and said it was missing key information, and the QR code appeared to be forged.
Thanks to the alert passengers.
John Pistol is a former TSA administrator.
Does it lessen the severity by the fact that this person was screened before they were let through?
It's less concerning to me as a former administrator that the person was screened, didn't have any deadly weapons, anything that could cause interference with the aircraft operation.
After that court appearance today, an attorney for Oriyomi told us he got the boarding pass online and thought he was just buying a cheap ticket. He was expected to be released from jail after posting a $15,000 bond. Jerika?
What a wild story. Jason Allen, thank you. A warning now about the graphic video we're about to show you. A private Gulfstream jet crashed and exploded in the Dominican Republic yesterday. It was heading to Texas to pick up two-time World Series champion Yadier Molina along with his family and friends. The crash happened shortly after takeoff when the crew reported a problem and circled back to the airport. Both the pilot and co-pilot were killed. Molina posted his condolences on Instagram, calling the accident heartbreaking. Now to some big news from Apple today. The company announcing new safety features for kids and parents, changing how they will use their devices. Senior business and tech correspondent Jolene Kent tells us what's new.
This year, we're taking a big step, expanding our child safety features.
Apple is rolling out a major software update with new parental controls.
We're giving parents powerful, easy-to-use tools to help manage what kids can see, who they can talk to, and when they have access.
At its Worldwide Developers Conference, Apple said it's expanding child accounts required for kids under 13, limiting adult websites and setting age-specific restrictions in the App Store. Apple says parents will be able to decide who kids can talk to in iMessage and FaceTime, limit how much time can be spent in specific apps, and extend or pause device use entirely. This comes as new research out today suggests that by age 13, teens may be more emotionally ready to receive their first smartphone without it automatically harming their mental health.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
Thorin Klosowski is a privacy expert at the nonprofit Electronic Frontier Foundation.
Kids are known to get around parental controls. Are these foolproof?
No, they never are. And that's kind of why the conversation is really an important part here. Parents need to know that these tools exist. They need to know how to use them, and they need to know the kind of barriers that exist around them. There's not like a really silver bullet here that's going to magically fix this problem for everyone. I think it's going to have to be a kind of discussion that parents have with their kids, with the device makers, ensuring that this fosters a place where kids can still be kids.
The new parental controls will roll out in September. This as Apple also unveils Siri AI, a long-awaited update to that conversational back and forth with the personal assistant that they have there. And after all of these announcements, just hours later, rival OpenAI declaring it plans to take that company public. Jerika.
Jolene Kim for us tonight. Thank you. Coming up next, weight loss drug safety concerns. The doctors prescribing an experimental new treatment without FDA approval. We are back with the skyrocketing use of those blockbuster obesity drugs. Tonight, there's a new safety concern about doctors prescribing one experimental weight loss treatment that hasn't even been FDA approved yet. CBS's Adam Yamaguchi has tonight's CBS News investigation.
Online, they call it Retta, a drug that promises to curb hunger, shed fat, and retain muscle.
Retta makes it so much easier.
But the drug retatrutide is still in clinical trials, not approved by the Food and Drug Administration or FDA, which means it is not deemed safe for patient use.
This is probably the craziest thing.
And yet, a CBS News investigation found many doctors willing to prescribe it, and people are already injecting it themselves. Kevin Bukpesi is one of them.
A complete shift in my mindset. I did not think about food.
But the benefits came with side effects, enough to drive him to emergency care 3 times.
The heart rate was something I noticed immediately.
Outside clinical trials, federal law prohibits making and selling drugs that haven't been FDA approved. Our investigation found dozens of doctors and nurses testing the rules, with 125 medical vendors promoting access to Retta online. This first stop advertises retatrutide on its website. Before we showed up, we had called and emailed clinics advertising retatrutide. Most didn't respond.
My name is Adam Yamaguchi. I'm with CBS News.
And through a cracked open door at Vermont Med Spa.
It's not FDA approved. So we just want to ask him some questions about how he's able to do that.
The doctor there later called us back and denied prescribing the drug.
You created a whole web page advertising it.
For at least 21 spas like this one, no sooner did we ask than the internet offers disappeared.
It's deeply disappointing.
Dr. Peter Lurie is a former FDA official.
You have no assurance of safety. You have no assurance that it's been properly manufactured, and you have no assurance that it will work.
Eli Lilly, which makes Retta, says anyone purporting to sell retatrutide to consumers is breaking the law. The FDA has sent warning letters and tells us Retta has not been found safe or effective for any condition.
Yeah, a topic a lot of people are interested in. Adam Yamaguchi, thank you. Well, still ahead, talk about dedication. The weather forecaster definitely in the running for Employee of the Month. Holiday fireworks started early in Tennessee this weekend. Take a look. A pickup truck was hauling a load of them in Chattanooga Saturday when it caught fire and they started going off. There were no injuries, thankfully, and the cause is under investigation. We'll talk about keeping calm and carrying on.
So we just had a fire in the studio. But we got 2 tornado warnings, so we got to keep tracking this and covering this live.
And you heard that right. Arkansas meteorologist Noah Simmons from CBS station KFSM was warning viewers about tornadoes Saturday when a light caught fire in the studio. Someone got the fire extinguisher, thankfully, and quickly put it out. Noah says his eyes got a little watery and it was a tickle in his throat, but he's A-OK. Well, there was a celebration today in Southern California. Crowds cheered for 3 sea lion pups right there, released back into the ocean along Playa del Rey. The trio had been malnourished, but got the help at the Marine Mammal Care Center and couldn't wait to get right back into that water. When we come back, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? If you grew up with the classic cartoon, wait till you see the real dog set to star as the beloved crime-fighting pup.
Like all I can see are your paws.
Finally tonight, the answer to a question more than a half a century old. The cartoon premiered right here on CBS way back in 1969, featuring the beloved crime-fighting pup and the crew from the Mystery Inc. But now Netflix is making history with the Scooby-Doo origin series, and the star, well, take a look for yourself. I'm not even a dog person, but he is adorable. The Great Dane Pups casting marks the first time a real dog has been part of the Scooby-Doo franchise, and he will, without a doubt, grow with the role. Well, that is the CBS Evening News for this Monday. We thank you so much for watching. Have a good night. I'm Jerika Duncan in New York.